People in the greater community of Blair and the central part of South Carolina may know him by his stage name, Buttermilk. More on that in a moment. But if you've known him through Farm Bureau, you know this year's Distinguished Service Award recipient as William Coleman, second son of C.H. and Helen Coleman from Fairfield County. William and his two brothers, Charles Older and James Younger, grew up on their family's Fairfield County dairy farm. Life for them was pretty typical of life on the farm back in the late 50s and early 1960s.
We all grew up working on the farm and working, milking cows and driving tractors and everyday farm life.
William and his brothers attended Winnsboro schools, which were too far from the farm to work morning chores and get to school on time. But they made up for it in the afternoons.
Coming home in the afternoon, we had plenty of stuff to do around the farm, feeding baby calves, feeding cows, helping with the milking, any feeding of hay and such as that. We were very involved in doing that.
But that work didn't keep William from having fun every now and then.
We played a lot. We played in summertime. Of course, we couldn't ever wait till it got warm enough in the summertime to go barefooted and go without our shirts and, just a pair of short pants on. And played in the creeks when we could do it, and damming up creeks, and we thought we did real good if we got a foot of water in a creek. We really thought we was having a swimming pool.
The long distance to and from Winnsboro High School and the demands of the dairy farm kept William from being able to participate in extracurricular activities.
I wish I'd had an opportunity to play football, but living as far out as we do from Winnsboro, and the transportation issue was what kept us from doing that.
Tragedy hit the Coleman household when William was in his early teens. In March of 1967, his younger brother James lost his life in a tractor accident on the farm, something a loved one never really gets over. Still, William and his family found ways to recover from their grief. Much of that recovery time was spent in the great outdoors, a place William continues to find solace as an avid outdoorsman, hunter, fisher, and of course, farmer.
We grew up hunting. My daddy was a hunter. We had quail around this area a good bit back in those days, which we don't have a whole lot of now, but we grew up quail hunting and dove hunting. And deer came along a little bit later, and we were able to do some deer hunting later on in life.
Older brother Charles also remembers those good old days.
We played together and rambled, and some of the things we did as children, we always enjoyed hunting. Of course, this wasn't way back, but after we got up some size, we tagged with Daddy. And I guess one of the favorite things was dove hunting. It was a big event when it opened in September. In those days, it was noontime was when dove season started, and it was noon till, on toward dark. And of course, we had work to do, but we always wanted to be through at lunch and be ready to go, antsy to get out of the door and go hunting.
After graduating from Winnsboro High School in 1971, William traveled off to Abbeville County to attend the first four-year church-related college in South Carolina, Erskine College, affiliated with the Associate Reformed Presbyterian Church. It was there William earned a degree in biology.
At one point in time, I had ideas of going to vet school. That was when I was in college, and kind of got away from that.
Instead, William had an opportunity to move back home to work on the farm. At the same time, in nearby Jenkinsville, South Carolina Electric and Gas was building the VC Summer Nuclear Station, where William worked one winter with the iron workers. That was just before he came to work for Farm Bureau.
Then it wasn't long after that an opening came to be the field representative in Farm Bureau, working the Central District. And I applied for that job and was very fortunate to land that job.
That job at Farm Bureau wasn't William's first experience with Farm Bureau.
My county secretary here in the county at that time was looking for somebody to chair the Young Farmer Committee for the County Farm Bureau, and talked me into doing that. And it wasn't long that Benji Road and Eddie Black came to see me one day, because unbeknown to me, the county president had put my name in to serve on the State Young Farmer and Rancher Committee. And they came and interviewed me and talked to me about that. and evidently they thought that I might be a good candidate for that because I was selected to join that group.
The second year William served on the State Young Farmer and Rancher Committee, he was elected chairman, a position he held until he was hired as a field man. But the farm kept calling William's name.
I had an opportunity to come back and join the partnership with my father and brother at that time, and that's why I left Farm Bureau, left all my friends, which I still have a number of them that are still living. But that really gave me a joy and appreciation of Farm Bureau to be able to travel to 10 counties in the Central District and learn the organization, learn the people, learn the programs that need to take place within the Farm Bureau and how Farm Bureau can help the farmers.
That's when William got into full-time farming and settled just 4 miles from the Coleman homestead.
My great uncle had this place here. I was very fortunate to be able to buy a piece of it from him back in the 80s, and built this house here, and really been blessed with all that the good Lord has provided for me.
William knows all about the good Lord and His blessings. He and his family have been members of Salem Presbyterian Church for a lifetime.
He was expected to go to church every Sunday and dressed up and wore a little tie and a little coat when we had one, and sat on the same pew and went to the Sunday school classes and vacation Bible school in the summer. The church was 4 miles from where I was born and raised.
William is still active in the church, where he has been the Sunday school treasurer for about 30 years. He's also considered to be somewhat of a social director. William built a party patio kitchen behind his home and has promised to host parties for the young adults when they become engaged.
This is what I call my patio kitchen. I have a bathroom in it, a storage area, and also the kitchen area in there.
The wood for the building was sawn by William from trees harvested on his farm, including cedar planks that line the kitchen. Timber is just one of the commodities William manages on Wyco Farm.
My main farming operation is the turkey business, and I have 8 grow-out houses that I contract grow heavy toms for Prestige Farms out of Camden, South Carolina. That's been a good business for me. Another good part of that is to getting the litter out of the turkey houses to use as the fertilizer on my crops that I plant. I also have some beef cows. I have about 100 beef cows that I'm running right now. And I do plant some crops. I got cotton for the first time this year. And then I also plant about 300-400 acres of wheat, and then do a couple hundred acres of hay, and I also have some timberland that I grow and manage timber on.
While William is a successful farmer, he also has a knack for mechanical inventions that solve problems on the farm or make work more efficient.
He was more of a mechanic type person. He built and designed and invented and made.
Well, I guess I was blessed with being able to look at things and do just about anything. I tell people that I can do just about anything except iron. And I can put more wrinkles in a pair of pants than I can make creases. So I kind of give that up and just let the cleaners do that. Wear my work clothes straight out of the washer and dryer, so I don't have to worry about doing that. But yes, I do pretty good woodworking and metalworking and welding.
One recent invention William fabricated is a turkey litter conveyor. As a turkey grower, the farm has only 2 weeks to remove all the litter from each of William's 8 turkey houses. Not an easy task.
I saw this litter conveyor in a publication made out in Arkansas. I called them, and the price they wanted for it I thought was just outrageous. I said, well, I believe I can make one of those. I called the guy up and talked to him about how he operated it and what it ran off of, the motors and such as that, and was able to pick his brain enough to know what it took to do it. So just got into the shop and got some metal together and welded it up. Had a few little minor bugs that we had to work out, but I was able to get those worked out, and it works really, really neat now.
According to Brother Charles, William takes after his maternal grandfather, who was a genuine tinkerer and inventor. What most people see as a scrap heap, William sees as a working machine.
We had old 47 Chevrolet that we used. It was my mother's father's mother's, and it had kind of gone to the bad, so he stripped it down, tore the body off of it, and put some old seats in it, and put some old lug tires off of manure spreader on the back of it, and we had fun riding around it.
If there's a common thread that runs throughout William's life, it's the thread of the great outdoors, here and in Colorado.
I look forward every year to go on my yearly elk hunting trip out to Colorado. I have a good friend that lives up in Greenville that his father bought a place out there on the western slope of Colorado, and it's a group of about 10 of us that go out there every year, or we've gone pretty much every year the last 20 years or so.
William is also a deputy game warden, a volunteer position he's held with the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources for about 30 years. He started the job to help DNR catch night poachers in Fairfield County. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so it's no wonder that William's son Will is also a game warden, loves to hunt and fish, and helps on the farm on his days off, and wants to return to the farm one day. Oh, and before we run out of time, back to buttermilk. William, who's known for having a good time, practical jokes, and laughter, loves clowns, to the point that he has been a trained performing clown for the past 15 years. He's appeared at birthday parties for the young and old, school parties, and local harvest festivals. He'll even tie a few balloon animals for you if you ask. He wants people to have a good time, but he doesn't mind watching them work for it either. Just ask his son Will about the time he had to find his first car.
I got my first car. He hid it for me. I had to go on a wild goose chase to find it. It started off with note cards, and he left clues all around the property here, and I had to go find them, and about 2 hours later I eventually found the car.
When it comes to the Farm Bureau, William is serious. He's held numerous positions in the organization: State Young Farmer and Rancher Committee Chair, District winner of the YF&R Achievement Award, County President and Board Member, State Director, and a host of Farm Bureau Committee Chair positions.
Farm Bureau is a great organization, it's great people, but I think the main thing it means to me is helping me with my farm. Not so much as out here every day doing the work, but helping behind the scenes with the legislative activities, for the promotion activities, for my ability of served on that Young Farmer and Rancher Committee to develop leadership skills, because I feel like that's helped me with working the people that work for me.
But none of these positions can compare to the honor of tonight's Distinguished Service Award presentation.
I honestly think it's a wonderful award for him as far as the work that he's done, here in this county, and for Farm Bureau itself. I've just grown up watching him, go to Farm Bureau meetings and stuff like that, and I think he's done an excellent job with it.
Thankful and glad and proud of him too that he got it, and I think he's deserving. He's worked hard at it for many years and put in a lot of time with it, and so I would say he's deserving, and I think he'll be a good representative of the award.
I was just overcome. It's quite an honor that I joined the ranks of those few people, and I say few people because there's been a lot of leaders in Farm Bureau, but it's only been, 50 or 60 of these Distinguished Service Awards given, and I joined that list of those great people that have gone before.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage South Carolina Farm Bureau Federation's 2011 Distinguished Service Award recipient, William Coleman.